Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Community Connection.
I'm Jenna Brooks, your local realtor, and today we're with
John Finan from Finan Home Service.
Amazing. So, with this cold weather, I thought it is the perfect time to talk furnaces. And there are several types of furnaces out there. So, John, what are the most popular furnace out there?
Well, for sure, high efficiency furnace. I mean, in Ontario for many years, that's all we could buy. So there will be some older furnaces that go up the chimney, but everything these days will be high efficiency.
Okay. And what's that rating? What are we looking for?
Well, we're looking for at least 92% in the olden days, but now it's 95%.
Okay.
So
and as a homeowner, how can you tell? Like, what do you look for?
For high efficiency, plastic pipe coming off the top.
Okay.
So if it's plastic pipe, that means it's taken as much heat as possible, put it into your house, and it's low temperature carbon monoxide going outside.
Okay. And your company, so why don't we just tell them a little bit about the services for the furnaces?
Sure, yeah. So we do maintenances on furnaces. We repair them, we replace them. But what we thought we would talk about today is why you might want to consider getting a maintenance done on your furnace and why you wouldn't just leave it to run until the thing breaks down. And really there's three reasons, and I call them time, peace of mind, and money. So the first one is money. If you can have it repaired during regular business hours and have parts changed under warranty, you're going to save yourself a good deal of money. And if you set up a maintenance plan with a company, you're sort of making an agreement that you're going to call them when the need is arising and giving them the ability to schedule your maintenances at a time when it's a little bit slower for them, and that benefit they'll pass on to you in terms of savings. So at our company, for instance, you know, it's about 20% cheaper to get a maintenance done on a plan, and we give benefits for 10% off for our plumbing or electrical services as well.
So rather than it's summer, you're worried about your air conditioning, and then you think about, oh, the furnace, I'll just worry about it in the winter, it's best probably to set up a plan so that you're ready for when something happens.
Right, so if you think about, you know, the ecosystem for your furnace, there's an air conditioner, there's 52 weeks in a year. Rarely will they break down outside of about an 8-week period. So the first couple of cold months in the fall, that's when a furnace is likely to break down. So guess what? In London here, there's probably 100,000 furnaces. There is not 100,000 technicians to go out and repair them. Right. So you don't want to have to be fighting for those service calls. Getting a maintenance done sort of eliminates to a greater degree the possibility of that's going to happen.
Okay. And what is the number one issue when it comes to furnace breakdown?
Number one is probably lack of maintenance, so not being cleaned. Filter being changed is probably the number one thing. So all of the air that's in this building has to come back down through here and through the filter. And if the filter isn't changed on a regular basis, we change ours here at the office about every 3 months. Some filters will last a little bit longer, some not quite as long, but if it's not cleaned, that air just can't pass through, and everything has to work harder to heat that.
Right, it clogs up like an artery.
Exactly, yes. Not quite as bad as a heart attack. It's not
for your
so
house,
good.
a heart attack for your house.
That's right.
Okay, right on. So what are we looking at here? What type of furnace is this?
So this is a Lennox branded furnace, which is one of the main brands we sell. So in London, that's one of the more common brands. Company's been around since the 1800s, so forever. But the technology in these furnaces is nothing like it was 30 years ago. So people will say, oh, the fellow that I bought the house from said it's bulletproof, this thing will last forever. Might be true. However, a couple of things to consider: that if it's not high efficiency, A, you're costing yourself money, and if you do the math on the energy savings, typically the money that you could have been saving could be going towards, if you borrowed, a loan to pay for the new equipment.
Right.
So what I tell people is, if you have old equipment, you're paying for new equipment, you just don't have it. You're paying the utility company for it.
Good point.
And the other thing too is they have a lot of safety features on them. So, you know, in the olden days, furnaces would spew carbon monoxide into a house quite easily. Nobody would know anything.
Right.
When something goes wrong with the furnace here, whether it's the water, whether it's the venting, it shuts itself off.
Okay.
Okay, and some of them, this particular furnace comes with what we call a smart thermostat, and that allows, if the customer gives us access, to go in and do some diagnostics and remote modifications without actually having to roll the truck to their house.
Awesome.
So that's where the time and money savings are.
Okay, right on. So not only do you service them, but you have them in-house and you install them.
Yeah, we install them as well. Everything to do with heating and cooling, so fireplaces and water heaters and all of those things.
Great.
And funny, we're just standing in front of a humidifier, so you know, if a house is probably older than 1990, there's a good chance that it leaks air all the time, and a humidifier is a good way to get humidity back into the air so you're comfortable. The newer houses have an opposite problem, but if it's an older home, humidifier is a great thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, John.
No, my pleasure.
I'm Jenna Brooks, your local realtor, and today we're with John from Finan Home Service. Have a great day.
Bye.